Hey guys, and welcome to my loot from 2 years of loot videos. So if you've been with my channel for a long time, you would know that I have done a loot from 1 year of loot videos video in the past, and now it's time to do my 2 years video. And there will also be a little change where I'm not going to show like a running total after every single video because it was very tedious. I would go and be like, okay, here's what I made from this video, and this is how it affected the total. Like, it's very tedious and really not needed. So I'm going to show the end total at the end where it should be shown. Either way, sit down, grab your favorite food, and we're going to go and get started. So for the first video that I did in this past year, I did a loot from 1000 Armadyl God Wars, and it was duo with my friend Zombie Idaho, and at the time the prices were so high from the legacy hype. I'm not even exaggerating, the Armadyl God Sword was about 25 mil, and we did end up getting 2 hilts, so it was a very profitable video. And do not look at this loot and say, wow, I should go Arma now. It's terrible money compared to this now, mainly because of everything is just so cheap from God Wars. But as you can see, I did end up getting a 78 mil split in about 18 hours. So I would say that's a very good money per hour from a God Wars, but at the time everything was just so expensive, it's kind of obvious why. I also ended up with 6 effigies and about 4 million range experience, so I was quite happy with how that loot video turned out. And next, I did a very obscure loot video that some people might not even know what it is. I did 100 Gnome restaurant runs, and it's kind of a weird minigame in the Tree Gnome Stronghold, where you deliver food to some buyer or whatever, and then you get a prize from it, woo! And you have a chance of getting a gnome scarf, which that's what you're mainly going for when you're doing it. And I think at the time it was 3 or 4 mil, I don't really remember the exact value, maybe even 5. And I happened to get 2 scarves throughout the 100, which I felt was quite lucky, and that gave me about 3 mil per hour. As you can see, I made 12 mil in about 4 hours. You can't really just go there and be like, wow, I'm going to make 3 mil per hour, because it's very variable. You don't really know what you're going to get. So I wouldn't really recommend it unless you're really wanting to do something fun or something different. As for the next video I did, it was 1000 Corporeal Beast, and that was the end of my Road to 1000 Corporeal Beast series that I did with my friend Devin. We just duoed Corp. We did 100 kills per episode. It was kind of fun. It's a very well-received series that I did back then. And we did get a Elysian Sigil, I think at 600-something kills. At the time, it was about 27 mil. And as you can see from the stats, I made about 96 mil for the split in about 45 hours. So it's a little bit more than 2 mil per hour. So nothing special for money, but I did get a lot of charms, and the experience was okay. It, just added up, I guess. Now for the next video, it's kind of lame compared to the last one I just talked about. I did 1000 living rock cavern creatures, and from this video you'll just see a general theme of me doing loot videos that involve Slayer. Because I was doing a Road to 500 mil from Slayer series, and I just tallied up drops from specific monsters and ended up making a loot video out of those monsters. So there's going to be a lot of that throughout this video, and this was the first one. So their drops are nothing special. I only made about 5 mil in 4 hours, and the Slayer experience was horrible. The combat experience was quite horrible as well, and overall it's kind of a shit loot video. And for the next one, this took I think a month or something, or maybe a couple weeks. I fished rocktails for 100 hours. I was just watching anime while I was fishing. I just wanted to make progress on RuneScape while doing other things like anime or something. So I ended up picking rocktails, which I did make 25 mil in the 100 hours, so it's only 250k per hour. So it's really going to drop down the hourly rate on this entire video, but I really enjoyed the entire 100 hours because it felt like I was still getting progress without doing anything. Moving on, I did another Slayer type video, and it was 1000 Black Demons. It was pretty close to when they updated the demon drop rates. I wanted to see how the drops were updated, and it was kind of underwhelming. It wasn't amazing, and there wasn't really anything that happened. I only made 5 mil in the 4 hours that I did it, so it's very reminiscent of the LRC video that I just talked about. The only major change from that is the charms are slightly better. I did get, 500 crimsons or so. So their crimson rate isn't horrible, but, it's just a bad video. Let's just leave it at that. Next, I was doing a lot of Araxxor, and it all culminated into this video of 50 Araxxor. And I hated it at that point. I really like it now. Don't get me wrong, I really love it now. But at the time, I hated it because I was very bad at it. My PVM skills were horrible, so it really showed in this video, because I only killed 50 in about 12 hours, and now I can kill 50 in about 8. So I was a lot worse back then, and I only ended up getting 1 leg piece, nothing else. So nothing really special in this video. We'll have another Araxxor one later in the video that'll be a lot more interesting. But I only made 30 mil in about 12 hours, which is very bad when you think of how profitable Araxxor is. Yeah, moving on. I next did 25 days of Slow Reaper, so I did 25 total boss tasks. I really enjoyed this one because it was very different. It wasn't like I camped one specific thing over and over and over. It was very different. Like one day I could have God Wars, the next I could have Cass Ellie. I did a lot of QBD. There was just a huge variety of what I did in this video. And at the end, I got a Hydrix out of the deal, and that sold for, I think, 20 mil or something. So the total loot was about 42 mil. 4 mil per hour from this fun video. I can't complain. And just know that the XP rates were just estimated. I didn't have concrete numbers of how many I did of each boss and that kind of thing. So it's kind of an estimate. It's probably pretty accurate, or at least the most accurate I can get it. Next, I did 1,000 Cadarn Rangers, and this was when Elf City was fairly new still. So I was really interested into seeing what these guys could drop. And I didn't get anything rare like the attuned crystals, but I made a solid 2 mil per hour, as you can see. The charms are okay, they're really nothing to talk about. And their combat experience is kind of bad as well, but their Slayer experience is amazing, and they're one of my favorite tasks now. A few more days later, I finished a 1,000 Ice Strykewyrms video. This also came from my Slayer series, so I was just interested to see what I could get from 1,000. I think I got a couple Staff of Lights, I'm not entirely sure. So I only made a little bit less than 2 mil per hour during that entire thing. So, just in general, kind of lackluster. Next, I did 1,000 Spiritual Mages, and I did this because they were updated around that time, and their drops were heavily buffed, and they're a lot better now than they were before the buff. If you've ever done them, they drop a lot of battle staves, a lot of coin drops. It just adds up to being a lot of money. And as you can see, I did make 3 mil per hour, a little bit more than 3 mil per hour, like 3.2, which is very good for a Slayer task. Sadly, I didn't get any charms, and the experience is kind of okay. It's not the best, but it isn't terrible. It is passable. After that, I finished my 1,000 Zamorak God Wars, and I did a duo with my friend Wazwer, so I did not do it with Zombie this time. And it was quite fun, we both enjoyed it, and something cool that happened during that video, I got a drop of a Subjugation Garb, which is the best drop at the time, I think it still is, and an effigy in the same drop, so that was kind of funny. As for the actual stats of the video, it was almost 3 mil per hour, not too bad, especially considering it was duo. We were also banking all the ashes, so that was kind of annoying. If we were better at PVM, I think we would have made more in a short amount of time. But I did get 7 effigies, which I can't complain about. That's very good. And the experience is okay. 2.6 mil in about 14 hours. I did another video from my Slayer series, and this was 1,000 Dark Beasts. With their drops updated. So I was working on the completionist requirement where you had to do, I think, 8 Dark Beast tasks. And a fun fact, in the actual video of this 1000, it said 6.4 mil loot in about 2 hours. And I'm like, yo, that's 3.7 mil per hour. Wow. So yeah, my math skills just, shitted on me there. But yeah, 3.2 mil per hour for a Slayer monster, again, is not that bad. I really enjoyed it. And the experience is very good to boot, so overall it's a very good task, and I still do them now, and I probably always will do them until 200 mil Slayer. And around this time, the second batch of Elf City came out, mid-November, and I made the Shadows loot video from that, because I was interested to see how much divination experience I could get, and if I could get any nice drops, because I really didn't know what they dropped. And they were pretty good. I made a little bit more than 2 mil per hour, I think 2.45 or something. The charms are okay. I did not end up getting any of the pet pieces, which I do have 2 of them now out of 3. Maybe I'll finish them eventually, but in the 1000 I didn't get any luck there. After all of those videos that were from Slayer, I was kind of tired of it. I wanted to mix it up, so I opened 10 of my Triskelion keys that I had, most of them being from my Slayer series and Barrows and everything like that. So I had 10 full keys. What I did was I opened them, and then I did the elite clue that you get from them as well. I did get about 100 crims and 80 blues from the actual Triskelion loot. and I only made 6.5 mil in the entire thing. So it really wasn't worth it, but it was a really fun 5-hour stream that I did, and it was kind of cool to see if I could get anything good from the clues. About a week later, I finished 1,000 Ganodermic Beasts. So a lot of the money that you're getting from here is the tree seeds, you know, the magic seeds, the palm seeds, the U seeds, and the Gano flakes. So at the end, I got 12 mil, so it's a little bit more than 3 mil per hour. And I was killing them slower than I can now, so I think you can even get up to 4 mil per hour, especially if you're lucky with tree seeds. I don't think I was, you know, particularly lucky with this video in terms of like magics and U's. I don't really know. But I did end up getting about 1 million magic experience from it, so it's a very worthwhile video. After the Ganos, I did a Jadinko's video, which I did the mutated Jadinko males, I believe, and that netted me about 1.4 mil in about 2 hours. So they're very bad money. The combat experience is the only thing that is redeeming. It's about 300k strength per hour, or at least that's what I got. But yeah, it was kind of a lame video. I only really wanted to do them because I wanted to do a Favour Points loot video, because you do get 10 Favour Points every single kill, and in 1,000 I would have gotten 10,000 Favour Points, so that ties in with the next video. So I did, you know, 10,000 Favour Points, which at the Jadinko layer, you can turn in Favour Points and get Jadinko seeds for the Herblore habitat. So there's nothing to say here. I got a lot of seeds, and as for the stats, I mean, look at that. Probably the best video I've ever made. You know, all those zeros just really add up. And if you are wondering, it's 0 time because it took like literally 5 minutes, and most of the time was doing the Jadinkos, so it's just all zeros. So I don't know how this video is going to look compared to the last one, because damn, that Favour Points one was intense. So I did a 1,000 Aviansie loot video, and it's very lame. So you guys should know that Aviansies are kind of lame. They're only good for the Addy bar drops. I only made about 1 mil per hour, so yeah, nothing interesting. Next, I did 1,000 Gargoyles, which was after they were updated and their drops were a lot better. They are amazing. They still are very good money per hour. I think I made about 3 mil per hour during this entire thing, and I believe some of the kills were off task, so I think if I did them all on task, I would have made a little bit more. After that, I guess I did Bandos, and that was with my friend Burkini. It was fun, I guess. Not the most interesting monster. Nothing really special here. You guys probably have all done Bandos. It's like the introductory boss, you probably could say. And with the split, we made almost 3 mil per hour, which is quite surprising. You probably cannot make that now because prices are a lot worse. But the experience is okay. It's a little bit more than 100k per hour, almost 200k. It would have been a lot more if I soloed. Enough with those lame videos. This is the first video that was amazing this year. My luck was off the charts, and this is like the first video that started like the whole trend of me having YouTubers luck. Like, I have been so lucky since this video. Like, I got so many blood shards. I think I got 6 in 1,000 kills, which is amazing. But I made about 100 mil in 8 hours. Like, it's one of my most profitable videos per hour this year. But all you need to know is Edimmus is a very good monster to kill. It's decent money per hour even without blood shards. But when you do get one, it's a really nice payday. Alright, in comparison to the last video of the 100 mil made from Edimmus, this one's kind of lame. I did 1,000 crystal keys at the Elf City chest while it was on Voice of Saren. I was interested to see what I could get in the 1,000 keys. I ended up getting a lot of corrupted ore, but I lost money, of course. You do lose money on these keys. And I lost 7.7 mil in about 2 hours, so that really does suck. But it was a fun 2 hours, I must say. Next, I did Iorwerth Elves, which is like the melee counterpart of the Cadarn Rangers. And they are better money per hour than the Cadarn Rangers, or at least they were at the time. But I believe Cadarn Rangers are faster kills, if I'm correct on that. But I did make 3 mil per hour, a little bit more than 3 mil per hour here, and I really did enjoy these guys. So overall, very good video. After that, I did 500 crystal geodes, which you can get them from crystal trees. They're similar to bird's nests, and I just collected them over span of woodcutting. I don't know how long, but let's just say 10 hours, give or take 2 hours. You'll probably get the value, but opening the 500 really didn't give me anything. I got 1.6 mil in the 10 hours, so similar to the Rocktails, this really does not help my money per hour situation, but oh well, it was a fun video. Next, I did 30 hours of Saradomin God Wars. All of it was on double experience weekend last February, so I did get a lot of strength experience. I was very lucky as well, which I'm not going to go into the details, but I was just so lucky there. It's crazy. Looking at the stats, you can see that I made 3 mil per hour on the nose, and I got 7 effigies. The experience is also very good, 11 mil strength. Just know that I did get 20-something mil strength, but I'm not going to include the double experience because, you know, on normal kills, you're not going to get that. But still, 11 mil in 30 hours is pretty good for God Wars. After that, I did another video which made me lose money, 1,000 caskets. I was planning on doing this a long time ago, but I finally just decided to do it in March. To buy all the caskets, I think it was about 7 mil, and we got like a mil in loot. So, you know, it's a solid 6 mil loss and nothing else. Also, the reason why there is no time is because it literally took like 15 minutes. It's really negligible, and I'm already losing money from it, so adding hours isn't really going to be beneficial. So let's just leave it at that. Next, I did 1,000 lava strikes, which were a very fun video, and sadly I did not get the worm heart, which at the time was 100 mil. I got the cheapest worm drop, which was the worm spike, which I think was like 35 mil at the time. So still a good amount of money, but sadly I didn't get the heart. It would have been a lot more money. In the 12 hours, I made about 70 mil, so it's a little bit more than 5 mil per hour. Cannot argue with that. The only thing that's bad is the experience. It's like 100k magic per hour. After that, I did a pretty fun video. This was 24 hours of PVM. It was during my 24-hour charity stream. And because it was a stream, there was a lot of downtime, and I wasn't at full efficiency, so it wasn't like a true 24 hours of work, I would say, and I did not get 24 hours of results either. I did about 100 KK and I think 30 Araxxor during the entire thing, and some other bosses and Slayer in between, and I ended up with 62 mil in loot in the 24 hours, so it's a little bit less than 3 mil per hour, but I mean, you could probably say there's 4 hours of downtime, but it's still 24 hours of the loot video. So as you can see, it was also in April 11th, and then for more than 2 months, I just did not make a loot video. There wasn't really anything new, and I've done most loot videos now, so there wasn't really any videos I could make for loot videos, but I ended that streak with a 1,000 Rune Dragons video right when they came out. It was like a day or two after, and it was very profitable. It was very fun as well. I did not get any of the rare drops, sadly, but it was still fun, like I said. It was just something interesting to do, I guess, because it was new. I made 35 mil in about 8 hours. I can't argue with that. That's a little bit more than 4 mil per hour, especially when I'm not even getting a rare drop. That's very good for just regular drops. The charbs are kind of bad, and the experience is kind of meh for a Slayer monster, but they have been buffed since this loot video. I think it's double the experience now, which at that point it would be worth it. I also planned on doing a 1,000 Adamant Dragons video because they were new as well. It took me about 10 days to finally get around to do it, and I finished that up. Didn't get anything special, no Dragon Full Helm, I didn't get anything from that, and it got me 15 mil in loot in about 7.5 hours, so a little bit more than 2 mil per hour. It's okay for a Slayer monster. I would much rather do Rune Dragons. After that, a new repeatable quest boss came out, and it is the Abomination. It's really not even worth it in the slightest. It's a very interesting fight, but I mean, as for the loot, as you can see, I made only about 1 mil per hour, and it was very boring. But if I got the cape drop, that would have been more than 100 mil. Like, it's very expensive, but of course I didn't get that. So, you know, only 3 mil in about 2.5 hours. That's kind of gross. And finally, for the last video of this past year, I know you guys have been waiting, and this is the best video for loot videos that I think I've ever done, and it was 500 Araxxor kills. So I really stepped up my game in comparison to the 50 Araxxor that I talked about earlier, and throughout the kills, you guys have seen what I've gotten. I was super lucky. It was probably one of the most lucky things I've ever done. And as for the stats, I made 1.1 bill in 85 hours, 5 effigies, a good amount of charms, and for the experience, it's like 17 mil range and 6 mil HP, around there. So yeah, this is the video that really spiked up my money per hour this year. It's like 13 mil per hour or something like that, I don't even know. And you also have to know that I do have an unfinished leg and 3 hilts in the bank after this video. So it could have been even more, like I said, in the video itself. So yeah, that really set this video over the edge, and I'm actually glad that it was at the end of the video. Now we're going to add up everything that I made this past year and see the final value. Alright, here we are. And look at that. That is just intense. Just this year, I've almost made 2 bill in about 450 hours as well. I really stepped it up this year. I also did get 30 effigies. The charms were very good, and the experience. The one that really stuck out was the 30 million range. I really enjoy range now, and I do it for most things that I can do it, so that's why range really outshines the other combats. So looking at the last year to refresh you guys with what I got, I was at 1.1 bill in about 400 hours, so the money per hour was a lot less, like I said. Nearly the same amount of charms, but I did get double the blues this year than I did last year, and a lot less experience, especially with the range and the HP. So let's add them together and see what I made in this 2 years. Drum roll, please. And there you go, 3 billion GP. We broke it, 3 billion. At the end of last year's video, I did say, let's hit 3 billion. I did live up to that. 46 effigies, almost 10k golds, pretty much 10k greens, almost 20,000 crimsons, and 13,000 blues. That's just crazy. So that's that. I hope it wasn't super tedious, and I am quite happy with the results. So I am planning on doing a 3 years video. Hopefully I can like do my Virago, my Rise of the Six, my redone KK and next video. So there will be a lot of big ticket videos in the next year's version. So I'm going to set my sights high, because you never know, there might be a new boss or a new monster to come out that's very profitable in the next year. I'm going to say let's hit 5 bill. I can do it, I think. I definitely can do it. So if you enjoyed this video, drop down a like. I did spend a long time on this video. It's very editing intensive. There was so much I had to do. And if you are new to the channel and this is the first video you've seen, subscribe, because then you'll see all of my loot videos when they come out and all my other videos. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. I definitely enjoyed making it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good day, guys.